So right here, the police are showing up. It's 2:49. This right here, this was a part that was pretty interesting and crazy. No one knew that we were going to do this.
Yeah, even I was tricked by it.
Yeah. No one knew, including Jake, here, one of our producers. Like, people on my team didn't even know. We kept this entire thing a secret. And the people that knew really that we were going to do this was our camera guy, Matt, James, who's obviously one of the cops. And then the other cop is actually another party goer who volunteered to be a part of it. So right now, what you are seeing at 2:50 in this music video is real reactions of people thinking that police really did show up. And so we told Aaron and the band, to do something on stage that would cue the cops to bust in the front door. And once they heard that cue, they come busting in. And what you're watching right now is real reactions of people kind of reacting to that whole thing. And the reason why I wanted to kind of trick everyone there was because you can't tell people at a party to act afraid, act scared, or flip out. Like, it's not going to happen.
Especially because you're working with people.
Exactly. They're working for free. They're party goers. They're not really here to really act or do cinematics for you. And so in a way, I feel like we kind of pulled like the movie called with the Eddie Murphy.
You manipulated them.
Oh yeah, yeah. This entire music video shoot was one big manipulation. You were telling them that you were at a party, when in reality you were kind of triggering different things to happen, and depending on their reaction, you're filming that. Yeah. And that's what you're getting.
And you just had the one shot, really.
Exactly, and you have one time to get this right.
Yeah.
And so I'm actually filming this scene when cops come in from this angle. I'm shooting on the actual real film camera, and then our camera operator Matt is actually right there, right by the little pillar right there when the cops come walking in. And so what we did was we had Matt film on his phone the whole thing, and then we released his cell phone footage as supposedly real cop footage of what happened that night. And so we released a cop video, in case you guys don't know, for the marketing for this video. We released a supposedly kind of like a cop video from the house party that was supposed to be real.
Like the cops busted in.
Yeah, the cops busted in. They shut us down. We lost a lot of money supposedly, and so we, for weeks, were going and telling people. And I was getting phone calls from people on my team. Mm-hmm. Shout out to Robert for calling me like the next day, like freaking out, asking if I'm okay, and he was really worried. And I was getting phone calls from people for like that whole week asking about what happened. And it was tough to like not tell them, because I wanted to kind of get that real reaction when they watched the video. Mm-hmm. But yeah, no, it was definitely a tough thing that we did. But it's something that I'm very proud that we did this. I don't think there was a better way to capture this in any other way, besides tricking them. So I'm gonna hit play. We're at 2:52 right now. So one thing I did was, because we were doing this all in one take and it had to be real and it had to feel, as real as possible, and I wanted it to go in a direction, what I did was I planted two people in the crowd that knew it was going to happen. And so those two people were to kind of guide the conversation. And so when the cops show up, Karen was supposed to instigate the cops and be yelling at them and just go crazy. If you watch most cop videos of them doing stuff, there's always that one person that's like yelling and screaming.
There's always that one drunk girl.
Yeah, there's always that one crazy person that's like yelling at cops, screaming at them, or whatever. And so I wanted her to kind of be that character. And I was telling her, I was like, I want you to go all the way. Like, there's no limit as far as where you go with it. And so she did that incredibly well. I'm very happy how she did it. And we had Hassan, who's in the crowd. And he's the guy that's kind of like yelling about, where's the warrant or whatever he says. And so between them two and everyone else, it was pretty much, real reactions of that you're seeing people, yelling stuff or whatever.
Yeah, I mean, when you told me about it, about the, oh man, the the cop shut us down, there's this video, and I watched the trailer and everything, I believed it because, you were telling me that's what happened. And then you had, I forget what it was, but you explained you had some reason for why they were in the area.
Right.
But,
and I actually,
why they were wearing the SWAT gear. That's why I asked. I was like, why? If they're just responding to a house call or whatever,
right.
Why does he look,
right.
in SWAT?
Well, one thing I was worried about was I sent you and everyone on our team to treatment. And so in case you guys don't know, in the original treatment, the cops show up in that video. And the minute the cops show up, the video takes a huge turn in that moment. And so I knew that you read that, and I was worried that you were going to be like, oh, this is just part of the treatment.
Well, you had also, told me about all those props you had gotten a hold of, or, and you showed me, even photos of military stuff and, weapons and whatnot that you could use for props.
Right.
It didn't click.
So here's where I messed up. It was 2 weeks before we filmed.
Yeah.
I was sending you pictures and videos of costumes of SWAT stuff and weapons and SWAT gear, all this stuff.
Yeah.
And I was like, fuck, I feel like he's gonna know because he saw the costumes that we were getting. He saw what we were using. He has to know. And apparently he.
I forgot. I guess
you and everyone on our team forgot apparently.
Yeah.
Because I was worried that you guys were going to catch on. I knew everyone else was going to buy it, but I didn't know if you guys would.
Well, you sold it with your reaction to it, and you were offended or just upset that the cops, shut down the party, man.
Yeah.
Right. So, with your reaction and being upset about it, I believed you. I guess I put aside the other information.
Right.
But.
Yeah, no, the one thing that I was really concerned about was I wanted to make sure that it was definitely real and we sold it, it was a real thing. But I'm happy that we, kind of tricked you, I guess. Which, by the way, something happened when we were filming this. When you have a house party, people show up that you don't invite, that you don't know who they are, they just show up. And
it's the same thing with real parties.
Right. And so what happened was when the cops busted through the front door, I didn't see them, but I was told later on that two people at the party who, I don't know who they were, but when the cops showed up, these two people went running into the backyard and jumped the fence and ran. So I don't know if they were holding some stuff. I don't know what was going on, but
they bolted
out of the house party and we never saw them again. So I don't know who they were, but yeah, crazy story, man. Yeah.